As a first-year head coach in the DMV, Coach Alpha Bangura is not letting the pressure get to him, much like a free throw.
As the start of the NBA season is approaching, the brightest spotlight still remains on Kawhi Leonard. The Los Angeles Clippers are currently under investigation by the NBA for allegedly circumventing the salary cap to sign Kawhi Leonard back in 2019. This is Kyle Alexander with DMV Hoop Session, and we are here at Richard Montgomery High School, where the 11-1 Rockets are set to face off against the 9-3 Blake Bengals in this first-place regional showdown. Now, while Blake will be without Bob Olatunji, who is the #1 player in Maryland, they will look to their guard Armani Folks to help them with this game, while the Rockets will look for Tavares Vaughn Cooper to help them in their game. Stay tuned on SASN TV. We are here live at Largo High School at halftime, where the Glen Burnie Gophers are up 20-0 at halftime against the Largo Lions, thanks in part to Glen Burnie's strong rushing game on offense, where they scored 3 rushing touchdowns, and their strong defense that possessed a bend but don't break mentality, holding Largo Lions scoreless here in the first half. Stay tuned for the second half. Thank you, Harmony. The Bison football team started the fall season off strong with a 34-7 victory over the Hampton Pirates, earning their first win in the HU battle since 2014. Next, as we kick things over to soccer, the women's soccer team made it all the way to the NEC tournament, where they fell short in the semifinals to the eventual champion Wagner College. A group of women that did bring home some hardware was the cross-country team, as they won the MEAC title this year, with 5 Bison placing in the top 15. Another group that's still celebrating is the men's and women's swim and dive team, as they went on to combine for 8 first-place finishes in the UMBC Tri-Meet. The women's volleyball team went on to the MEAC tournament and made it all the way to the championship, but fell just short to Coppin State. As the winter season is approaching, the women's basketball team is off to a blazing hot 6-1 start with a key win over Providence, in which they only had a 22% chance to win. As we switch over to the NFL, the Washington Commanders currently sit at a 3-8 record and are in 3rd place in the NFC East. The most significant part of their season was when franchise quarterback Jaden Daniels suffered a dislocated elbow against the Seattle Seahawks and missed the next couple weeks. After being reevaluated during the team's bye week, the Commanders report that Daniels is a long shot to play in Week 13 against the Denver Broncos. And as they prepare for that game with or without Daniels, they are also preparing for the winter season, as they are set to host the Dallas Cowboys on Christmas Day. And speaking of preparing for the winter season, I had a chance to talk to Georgetown Days' new head coach, Alpha Bangura, and discuss how he's preparing for the season and preparing for the new challenge of being a first-time head coach. At Georgetown Day School in D.C., first-time head coach Alpha Bangura is setting the tone.
Just togetherness, being a team, persevering through challenges and things of that nature. And so, those are the attitudes that we brought here.
Coach Bangura is a former professional basketball player who's played in the NBA and overseas in 30 countries, who is now coaching to help high schoolers prepare on and off the court at the next level.
I'll be more valuable helping kids than being on the sideline. And so, I ultimately decided I was going to get into coaching.
As Coach Bangura enters his first season with Georgetown Day, he looks to bring over his pro basketball expertise to help establish a new culture of confidence and buying in to help the school get back to winning ways.
As a former professional basketball player, your experience follows you. You know what it's like to be one of those kids.
He's kind of instilled this confidence that though we are shorthanded compared to other teams that don't recruit, we still can be very competitive, we can win.
While looking for on-court success, Coach Bangura is also looking to grow these relationships off the court.
They just need to know that we have great leadership and our end goal is a championship.
You want to show people that you care. And I think as coaches, if you don't genuinely care about, your players, you shouldn't be a coach.
As a first-year head coach in the DMV, Coach Alpha Bangura is not letting the pressure get to him, much like a free throw. With HU News Vision, I'm Kyle Alexander.
If you play 5-10 teams on a Saturday on turf, you're good. If you do that on a grass field, you're going to tear that field up pretty quickly. So I get it. But the question I know is, at what cost?
With the NFL season underway, one topic of concern is the dangers of turf. More players have called for grass fields as it absorbs more force and releases cleats more than turf. From the owner's perspective, turf is costly upfront but costs less to maintain in the long run, even though it produces more heat in synthetic materials. Turf is also more injury prone, as ACL and Achilles injuries are more common on turf. Former NFL player Kareem Robinson discusses his turf injuries he suffered in the league.
I've had turf toe, which is I think a stress of the ligament, and you don't realize how much that type of stuff hurts until you have it. I didn't understand what it was. I just thought, I feel like, well, maybe somebody needs, you feel like you need to pop your finger, and that's kind of how your toe feels. And it bothered me so much that I had to start having my foot shot up.
Although 15 NFL stadiums have turf fields, MetLife Stadium is the one under the most fire.
Personally, that's probably one of the worst maintained turfs that I feel like I've ever played on, from college to high school. It was in bad. It just felt like it was in bad condition. It felt like the surface was low. It was kind of hard to sink your cleats in, and it was like the surface was very hard. Like the turf was hard to the touch. It felt hard.
I mean, so we lost Malik Neighbors this year. We lost Odell Beckham a couple years back. We've lost Saquon a couple of times, and they don't get hurt, on opposing fields. They always get hurt on ours. I think we need to go to grass personally because it's better for, like, you can cut, stop, and start a lot easier on grass because you just slide instead of, getting your foot caught in the turf.
As we start to witness more and more injuries caused from turf fields, the question then starts to become, when do the owners switch to grass fields to protect their investments? This is Kyle Alexander reporting with HU News Vision.
It's a lot of adrenaline. You put your money down, and it's like it causes a high rate of adrenaline, I'm sure.
Within recent years, we've seen an uptick in sports gambling as advertisements have been placed everywhere from social media to TV. Now, with professional leagues such as the NFL and the NBA promoting gambling, it may have influenced a couple athletes as we've seen an increase in sports gambling scandals, which come at the cost of the integrity of the game. In 2018, the Supreme Court legalized sports gambling. In 2024, the gambling business saw a record $13.7 billion revenue. With pro leagues promoting ads everywhere, it's rubbed some people the wrong way.
Why can't they make money off of it? The NFL's making money off it. They contribute to it. They got signs on the floor, FanDuel, and commercials on TV, all kinds of stuff. And the NFL insignia is right there.
The same leagues promoting gambling also punish players for placing bets. With severe punishments being placed in recent scandals, sports agents look to prevent their clients from making that mistake.
When you are in a bad or toxic environment, that can spread to the people around you. You get what I'm saying? So who's to say that if I was still betting, he wouldn't start betting?
With the recent scandal of Chauncey Billups and the history of betting, the question is, why do athletes bet?
A lot of people are greedy. Money, I won't say money. I think my opinion on money has changed over the years. So I used to think money changes people once you come into money. But I started to realize that money can maybe not even change you, but it can highlight who you really are.
As leagues try to crack down on gambling, the future of sports integrity doesn't look too bright.
You see it now, corruption. They get mixed up with the mafia gangsters in New York and stuff like that. It's bound to be corrupt, Just like you've seen a little trickle of it now, like the college guys betting on themselves and even pros betting on themselves, It's corruption. It's going to cause more corruption.
With HU News Service, I am Kyle Alexander. And you mentioned being out here in support, and you yourself went to an HBCU, you went to Grambling State, and was actually drafted out of the first round. So what does it mean to you to have that support for an HBCU, but also an HBCU in the city that you played for?
Well, the thing about it being here, man, is great. Just looking at the crowds of the young people here, and I think that's important, that the student body has to get behind this football team, all athletics, and support them and let them do their job. But this is a great feeling for me to be able to come out here and show my support. I think that's the bottom line.
With the camps, you was getting out there, active out there. I saw you play a little QB.
Yeah.
So, what is this? How are you able to use this camp to keep yourself loose and keep yourself active?
It's just memories for kids, man. It's memories for me too, but it's also a big memories for the kids growing up and getting to see somebody they admire or a role model. So it's just core memories for them, and I just get to make memories myself and see these kids probably eventually grow up and do what I do.
All right. And you mentioned bringing that community together again, Lamont Roach here. So for this to be Howard's biggest spring game, how do you feel this symbolizes a new era in Howard football?
Well, it's just another day to get better. You know, it's not necessarily a new era. We have guys that are really resilient. We have guys that are very disciplined and have an opportunity to really want to get better every single day, not just on the football field, but in the classroom also. So we've been blessed to really being able to bring in just myself and my coaching staff, which I think I've been able to put together an amazing coaching staff. And those guys do a great job of just carrying out my vision and making sure that the kids have an opportunity to fulfill that vision.
At the Maryland State Championship, how important is it, do you think it is to the city to have everybody come out to these high school games and to show support?
Well, they know any of our schools in there. Obviously, listen, I was here last night as my school, Merville. We won another championship, and I'm going to be back right here tonight to support my Dunbar kids as well, because once the regular season over for us, it's Baltimore versus everybody else, and we want trying to win every championship, bring them all back home in the city. And I want them to know what they already know, that I love them, I support them. I'm going to be their biggest fan, the person pushing them, but going to be here to celebrate them at any chance I have.